And so by opening up the flow of energy in our body, our overall health, our energy, our sense of balance, and our feelings of positive emotions such as happiness, joy, and peace are increased. Hey guys, I'm Jonathan White. I'm here to help you master your sexual energy so you can manifest your ideal life. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified when I release new videos and go live. Check out my free energy upgrade training through the link in the video description below. In this video, I'm going to explain the 8 extraordinary meridians, what they are, and how you can begin increasing the flow of energy in your body by using these channels. So the 8 extraordinary meridians, also known as the 8 extraordinary vessels or the 8 psychic channels of the body, are basically our core energetic structure. So in Chinese medicine, we have the 12 organ channels, right? That's what acupuncturists are usually working with, is these 12 kind of superficial meridians. But beneath these 12 meridians, we have the core 8 extraordinary vessels, which are kind of the core energetic matrix of our body. So as we're conceived and our bodies being formed, these 8 extraordinary meridians are the first channels to be formed. That then branches out into the 12 meridians, and then our physical structure is created based on this energetic matrix. So these 8 extraordinary meridians have various functions. You're probably familiar with the microcosmic orbit, and that is composed of the Du and the Ren Mai, which are 2 of these 8 extraordinary meridians. So there's 6 other ones, right? And these 8 channels actually feed the 12 organ meridians. And so from a self-healing and Chinese medicine standpoint, if you have some sort of deficiency or imbalance in your organ meridians, then it can actually be very effective to address this by working with the 8 extraordinary meridians. Because if you increase and balance the flow through these 8 extraordinary meridians, they connect to the 12 channels. So when the 8 extras are balanced and overflowing with qi, the whole energy system is going to be balanced and flowing very freely with qi. Something I think is very important to be aware of is that when you start working with these 8 extraordinary meridians, you're able to have more, we could say, causality, more power, more manifestation power, more manifestation ability, and a stronger ability to be centered within your own energy field and to have this sort of integrity of your energy field. So on the subject of energetic blockages, as we experience life, as we experience trauma, stress, we tend to close down the flow of energy in our bodies. And this results in physical tension and a blockage in the energy channel. And when this happens, our health suffers, we experience negative emotions, we experience disease, and so on. And so by opening up the flow of energy in our body, our overall health, our energy, our sense of balance, and our feelings of positive emotions such as happiness, joy, and peace are increased. But also something I think is very important to be aware of is that we tend to store a lot of our psychic garbage, you could say, in these 8 extraordinary meridians. There's a theory in Chinese medicine that, when we experience negative emotions, traumas that are too difficult for us to process as they're happening, we store those things in our body. And first of all, we tend to store them in the organ system, right? And when the organs kind of fill up, when we run out of room there, we tend to push things down into the bones and the bone marrow, right? And at the deepest level, when we run out of space, the really, really deep traumas, the really deep pains, we tend to push into our 8 extraordinary meridians. So it almost becomes a storage for our garbage, you could say, right? This starts to affect the amount of qi we have flowing through these 8 extraordinary meridians. So working with these channels can lead to deep and profound personal healing, as well as an increase in our personal power and our ability to manifest what we truly want in our lives. So I'm just gonna give a quick breakdown of the 8 extraordinary meridians. The first 2 that most people are familiar with are the Ren Mai and the Du Mai, which form this looping channel that's known as the microcosmic orbit. The Du Mai starts at the perineum, it runs up the back of the body and ends at the roof of the mouth. The tongue connects to the roof of the mouth, which connects the Du Mai to the Ren Mai, which is the front channel, also known as the conception vessel. The Du Mai is also known as the governor channel. So the Ren Mai flows down the front of the body and back to the perineum, forms this loop. That's the microcosmic orbit. And that's the first channel we usually work with in sexual kung fu and a lot of the internal energy systems, right? And then we have the Chao Mai, which is also known as the thrusting vessel or the core channel. This is a vertical moving channel, and it's also split into, we could say, 3 different polarities. The middle core is neutral, and there's also a left and a right channel, which run up the left and right sides of the body. They connect through the left and right legs as well. Some systems put these channels through the arms as well, like the center of the arms, but this is not consistent with every system, right? But they definitely run vertically up the body and meet at the crown of the head, the Bai Wei. So the thrusting channel, the Chao Mai, it basically allows us to connect with higher dimensions, higher spiritual realms. We're able to receive energy from the spiritual planes and then translate that as information when it reaches our physical body, when it transforms into the qi and the jing levels. So it enables this upward and downward communication communication, right? From the more ethereal planes down into the solid physical plane. So opening up this channel can help to really improve your spiritual development and your sense of connectedness to the entire universe. And then there's the Dai Mai, also known as the belt channel, which runs horizontally around the body. Some systems say this is a single channel, basically like a belt around the belly, the navel area, right? But some systems say that this channel runs around the entire body as like a spiral, this horizontal moving spiral all the way around the body. And it kind of encloses and protects all the other channels, which have more of a vertical flow to them, right? So it's kind of this container and this boundary. So if you want to increase your immunity, your immune system, your psychic protection, we could say your sense of energetic sovereignty and integrity of your field, working with the belt channel is very important for this. Then we have the Wei Mai and the Chao Mai channels, which are split into 4 different. There's yin and yang Wei Mai, yin and yang Chao Mai. The Chao Mai connects to the legs, also known as the heel vessels. So there's one running up each leg from the inside. Starting at the heel, it runs up the inside of the leg. And the other one runs up the outsides of the legs. The Wei Mai channels connect various of the 12 organ meridians as they run up the front of the torso and the back of the torso. They're also known as the linking vessels as they connect to the 12 organ meridians and regulate the flow of chi between them. And these channels also connect through the arms, going out the insides of the arms, up the insides of the arms, right? So we have these arm and leg channels as well, which becomes an extension of this core energy structure, you know, the microcosmic orbit moving up the back, down the front, the Chao Mai moving up and down vertically, the belt channel enclosing everything. And so these arm and leg channels almost becomes more of us reaching out into the world, using our legs to move, to mobilize ourselves, using our arms to pull things we want into our life, to push things away. So working with these energy structures allows us to interact with our environment in a much deeper level. And I know this sounds a bit abstract, but when you start to work with these channels, you may be surprised at some of the changes that you go through in your life as you start to heal dysfunctional patterns. And also on a note to sexual cultivation, this is very relevant because the big theme in sexual kung fu practice is creating a new pathway for the sexual energy to flow with. And so the first channel we work with is the microcosmic orbit, the Ren and the Du Mai, because they're the most simple pathways to work with, kind of the most natural feeling, you know, up the back of the body, down the front. But we can then extend this practice into these 8 extraordinary meridians as well. So we have all this other space in our body to hold this powerful orgasmic sexual energy, and it can take your sexual cultivation to a whole nother level. And this is a bit more advanced in the sexual kung fu system, but it can be very profound. So as far as how to work with these meridians, this is a big focus of a lot of Qigong and Neigong and internal alchemy systems. But to start with, I recommend checking out my video on how to circulate energy, and you can apply those principles to working with these 8 extraordinary meridians. You may want to look up a chart of these so you have, you know, an idea of where they're actually at in your body, and you can start to feel the flow of chi in these channels. But something I will mention is that to really get the most of this type of practice of circulating chi and beginning to open channels, not just clearing them, but opening them to a much higher potential, we could say, than you were born with, right? Because when you're born, your channels are only open so much, right? You may have a stronger Du Mai and a weaker Ren Mai, right? But through internal alchemy practice, we learn to increase the amount of chi in the system and pressurize it so that the channels actually start to open up beyond what is our normal potential versus just moving chi through them, which will clear the channels out, but it may not necessarily open them more. So this process of opening the channels requires doing a lot of work with the lower dantian to really build and refine chi and lower dantian and pressurize it so it starts to really push open these channels. Check out my video on dantian breathing for a practice to start working with the dantian every day, which is very important to start increasing the chi in your system. You will get much more out of your energy cultivation practice by doing that. So that's a quick overview of the 8 extraordinary meridians. If you guys are interested in learning more about this, maybe I'll make a practice, you know, guiding you through working with the 8 extras or something like that. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested in that. And if you want to train in my comprehensive internal energy cultivation system, my Immortal Energy Arts Academy, this is a comprehensive system in developing your chi through Qigong, meditation, Neigong, internal alchemy, Tai Chi, Xingyi, all kinds of practices, right? So if you're interested in that, I'll put more information in the description of this video. Thank you for watching this. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and have a great day, my friends.